So today we're going to talk about a video that went viral in China. It was about an African woman, and she owns a business. And she has two clips. One clip is her getting on the bus, and the Chinese bus driver holding his nose at her because he says that she stinks. And then there's another video where she's in a taxi cab, and the guy refuses to drive with her because he says that she stinks. So I'm going to give my two cents and my experience, because you know that I've lived in China for over 20 years, and so I'm going to give my perspective as a Black American. So let it roll.
为什么？
没有为什么。
我想在这做，不好意思。那你取消吧。
你身上有味道，我就要坐后面去。
不去的话，那取消我城市那个。
然后你后面坐不坐？不坐的你。
因为我想拍视频，我不想坐后面，我想拍视频。
你身上有味道，我受不了。
我还没进你的车，你已经说我有味道。
对，我受不了，我要让你坐后面，你愿意坐就坐，不愿意坐就算了。
那你取消吧。
你等一下吧。
不去的话你就取消。我说我想拍视频，因为
我都跟你说过，你要坐后面，你的味道我受不了。讲得这么明白啊。
在前面和那个后面有什么区别呢？
肯定有区别啊。
I was already vlogging, which you know, and I ordered this ride. Let me even show you. So this is the man. This is his car. I ordered this ride, and immediately I opened the door, he asked me to stay at the back. I told him that I won't stay at the back, that I want to record a video in the front. He said no, that he can't take my order. I have not even entered the car. I just opened the door. Before someone else to come and tell me, oh, it's because of your order, and the rest of that. 我还没进你的车，你已经说我有味道，还没进你的车，我刚刚开车门。
走不走？走不走还不走？走不走？不走就算吧。
This one has actually cancelled this. This one has literally cancelled my ride. And there he goes.
People in China can be very, very hurtful. I lived there for 20 years, so I know what's up. Sometimes I go in a train station, people holding their nose. Funny thing is, the women are holding their nose, not the men, right? So it's like, do you really stink, or is it just some kind of etiquette that they apply to masculine Black people? Or just for Black people in general, right? And also, people didn't sit next to me. They did all kind of craziness, okay? And so when this lady said that happened to her, I wasn't very surprised. And I was going to side with her, actually, because when I saw the first video, there were two videos. So one video, she was on a bus. You can see that she's on a bus, and the guy's holding his nose, and he says, "Can you please sit in the back? I can't stand the smell."
你坐到后面好不好？
怎么了？
我要吐了，我受不了。
说什么不了？说不了什么？
我用在什么款？我整个是點樣吐？
说不了什么？
你身上那个，哎呦，我真的不知道怎么说了。
你知道对那个味道过敏啊，那个会过敏。
什么味道？我的冰鲜水的味道吗？
就是你身上有那个味道，它会过敏。
我一直要吐的，
那你打开说吧。
不敢开窗吐到外面去，我一直要吐的。
你坐后面一点，它对那种味道有会过敏，你坐后面一点。
Yo, she Jaya. Something just happened now in the bus. I got on the bus and the driver asked me to go to the back. Why? That he can't, that I smell bad. I'm like, what do you mean that I smell bad? I put on perfume and that's your problem. And this man literally stopped the bus and started acting as if he wants to throw up. Okay, open the window. He doesn't want to open the window. And he's asking me to go back in a bus full of people. Okay, I've decided to move from where I was sitting to this place. He's still claiming that he can't take it. And he's trying to embarrass me in the front of, look at the bus, filled with people. This is not the first time we're walking around or walking on the way and someone will just close their nose. I once heard a lady say on WeChat that, oh, that these people, they don't, it's not as if they say that we are smelly, it's just that they feel that our perfumes are too strong. So I really don't have a problem. I understand that there are people who cannot deal or who cannot bear the smell or the perfume, the fragrance of a perfume. That one is certain. But why don't you talk to me politely? It's something these people lack. The people here, the citizens of this land, I wouldn't want to generalize, but I'm telling you like 97%. Do you see the margin? 97% of these people have the same habits. They know how to so embarrass you in public. They can't talk to you, politely, quietly. They would, especially when they always like attracting attention. So when you have some of them acting as though they are polite, of course you can have a few number of people, out of the crowd, who are genuinely, polite.
Right. And at that time when she put out that video, I was like, okay, yeah, they're being a little bit discriminatory. They're actually being very rude about it. And they are being very rude about it. But then she made a second one in a totally different city and in a taxi. And the guy is saying the same thing. He just giving it to a Frank. And in China, that's what they do. They give it to you just frank. They're not like white folks here in America who kind of pretend to like you or pretend to give you respect, but in the background, probably calling you some crazy names or doing something like that. Okay, not saying that for all white folks. I'm just saying I'm in the South, so I experience like Southern hospitality on a regular basis. I don't let it affect me because, like I said, I've been in China. So after you've been in China where they telling to you straight in your face, I don't like you because you're black, right? When I get here, it doesn't really matter, so it's just like whatever, so that's what they do in China. And so I had to change my opinion of what I perceive as, I thought it was kind of like discriminatory racism or something like that. And I think there's a little bit of that, but I also think that it is her smell. Because one of my friends always told me, he said, if 4 people call you a horse, then you are a horse. And so that means if the majority, if somebody's saying you're doing something wrong and you can't see it, right? It becomes your problem. It's not their problem, right? And there could be some exceptions to the rule in China because people over there are homogenous and they don't really use perfume that much. But me, as being experienced in China and dealing with people from Africa, I have to say that many people from, I don't know what countries in Africa, but many of them don't use deodorant. Okay, so you got hairy underarms, maybe. And even if you don't got hairy underarms, when it gets very hot, and even with me, if you are a meat eater, right? If you eat a lot of beef and a lot of sauces, a lot of mustards, it's going to come out in your skin. And it's going to smell. So you know what kind of food like African folks eat. They eat a lot of meat right? And a lot of saucy foods. While on the other hand, for the most part, Chinese eat vegetables. You won't find them being like, they're another kind of funky. They're not like African funky. You know what I mean? Like black folk funky. When we don't put deodorant under our arms. Okay? Everyone got a distinct smell. Okay, white folks, they say they smell like wet dogs or whatever. I don't know. Well, I do know, but I just don't want to say. Black folks can get funky. Chinese got a different kind of funk. Everybody got a different kind of funk. Okay? And I don't think the Chinese folks are used to our kind of funk. And I think when black folks go to China, before they even smell us, they're making an assumption like, oh, I know he stinks. So she put her finger over her nose. Like, I know he stinks before you even get there, right? They don't like the perfume of American perfume and stuff like this. You could put on Creed, and they may be offended by you putting on Creed. You know, Creed's like $400 or $500, right, for 1 ounce. And so I think that she does have some kind of odor to her, and she just doesn't want to kind of admit it. I don't think it's a dirty odor. I think it's like it's hot in Guangzhou's odors, because she's in Guangzhou where it can get like over 100 degrees every day. And you see what kind of clothes she's wearing, right? You in order to be safe in China or in Guangzhou as a black person, you can't have none of this covered, because you're going to be smelling like funk unless you come from a special lineage of black folks who don't stink. Okay, because I know that when it gets to like 100 degrees, I minimally cover this. Okay, and I try to put I put the dry deodorant, but a lot of times it don't work because the humidity in Guangzhou is crazy. And so when that gets to that, you start to smell, and I guess Chinese just can't deal with that. Now, they could deal with their own people smelling, because like when I'm in a Chinese bus, it's not really that bad. Like, so it's not that bad. It got like a swarthy, smelly smell to it. Like sour, like sour garlic, something like that. It got like a sour garlicky smell. If I have to take that smell, and then you got that meaty, beefy curry smell of black Africans sometimes, when they have washed, but it just ain't working. So I mean, I understand what she's saying. It's very embarrassing for somebody to do that to you, to say that to you in front of others, but in my opinion and in my experience, you are funky. I am funky. And that's just what it is. You just gotta deal with it. So this is the flag. Like, I'm out. Please like and subscribe. I'm gonna start doing videos like this because it's better. The quality is good. I'm gonna try this one more time. They say third or fourth time is a charm. So let's see. I'm monetized. You can also become a member through the Patreon or through my YouTube membership. You can do that. And so I'm going to be trying to do this at least like maybe just 2 videos a week, like this type of videos, because these take a lot of time to produce, and I'm doing everything by myself. I don't got a team like these other YouTubers. So if you like this format, give me a shout out, and it's a flag. Peace. Stay sharp, people.